Hello and welcome to today's MSI 2023 preview video where we're going to cover the junglers, we're going to go over some stats here, and then go over the champion pools like we did yesterday with top lane. I am very happy with the results and views on that video. Hopefully many of you have come back for today's. So we're going to highlight the top and the best and the worst in each stat category individually, and then also look at the champion pools. So, in terms of KDA, the three top players were Yike from G2 at 5.2, Junjia from PSG Talent 5.1, Steel from DFM in Japan 5. This isn't a shock to me in any way. Well, actually, Yike probably is, because G2 was not as good in spring as they were in winter because of their scrimming nature, but Yike had been so good in winter that he ended up still being the highest. And then PSG Talent Junjia, dominant for the majority of spring in his games. I wouldn't be shocked if he won like 18 of those 24 games. And then Steel at 5. DFM lost 2 series and then didn't lose again, even 6-0'd in their 2 playoff series. As far as the worst players in KDA, Peanut 3.8. He's facilitator oriented, throwing himself in there. Croc at 3.5, and then Shun at 3.4, following up their 2 teammates from yesterday in Robo and Bin. So very aggressive, junglers dying, BLG and Loud apparently losing having a lot of deaths relative to the rest of the junglers. 3 most carry-oriented junglers, as in the 3 that are the most farm-heavy. Yike, 6.4. That isn't a shock. I do think he's very carry-oriented. Kanavi, 6.2. I would say the best carry jungler in the world. Canyon is 1A. Kanavi's 1B. Canyon can do more than Kanavi can, but I think Kanavi as a carry is the best in that spot. However, JDG does need to branch out from that. And then Levi at 5.9 for Gam from Vietnam. Levi, in many eyes and in mine, the best, or if not the second best minor region player in the world. In terms of KP, River 70. Oh, sorry, actually, it relates to this. The 3 worst in CS per minute. So the 3 most facilitator oriented, the 3 players that do not farm as much. They are trying to make things happen. Elyoya 5.3 for Mad Lions. River 5.1 with Golden Guardians, and Croc 5.1 for Loud. Now, why is this important? Because like I just had, misspoke. River had 72.6 KP. He led everybody in this role in kill participation. And every team plays differently, so you have to take that into account. But at the same time, this is how this team plays. River is giving up a bit of farm at 5.1 and then leads in KP. He's more involved than your average jungler. Then you have... Sorry, I had a hair stuck on my mouth for some reason. Levi, 72.5. This is a big deal. So the team fights around Levi when he is ready. Levi is the best player on GAM. He is their carry. And then Elyoya, 72.2. Matches the lack of farm. Once again, River and Elyoya, more facilitator oriented. The 3 lowest, 66.6 for Peanut. That is a surprise given that he doesn't lead in farm. At 5.6, he's above your average jungler, but less than 2/3 of the kills Peanut is involved in. 66.9 for Junjia. Makes sense too. At 5.8, he is farming quite a good clip. And then Yike, 68.5. Yike is not a shock at all. Leading in farm, he offsets that by being a carry-oriented jungler. Instead of going and ganking or trying to offset a play, he is farming. Gold per minute. Who is the most fed in this department? Yike, 402. Followed by Kanavi at 386. And Levi at 385. I don't think this is a surprise. Those 3 have the most farm. The 3 lowest, 333 for River. Not a surprise. He has the lowest CS per minute. 338 by Croc. Also very low. But then Adi at 341 is the 3rd lowest from Rainbow 7. The veteran jungler Not a lot of kills on his team. Not a lot of kills for the team, one of the lower kill shares in the tournament. So he does get 5.5 CS per minute, which is average. That's doing his job. And 70.9 KP. I mean, that's the epitome of average, in my opinion. And then he doesn't get a lot of kills, which is fine if he's just kind of doing his thing and the 80 carry gets the kills, or the mid laner. In the damage department, Yike, 510 DPM. That is very high. Might even be higher than BB's, which means that he's dealing more damage than the top laner. You don't see that often. A lot of these numbers in the 300s, and you see top laners in the high 400s. Kanavi, 451, and then Steel at 417. Steel being very aggressive at 417 damage per minute. The three lowest, the three most passive. We have Peanut at 321, so that goes with the KP. Peanut not dealing a lot of damage either, so not overly aggressive. Croc, 302, and Adi, 300. So those three with the lowest damage per minute. So Adi's not dealing a lot of damage at all. He's kind of just playing tank. As far as 15 minutes is concerned and how the early laning phase goes for these players, and if they create a diffy in the jungle, the LPL pair do not have these stats. Yike, on average, opened up a 650 gold lead in 43 games, and then Steel had a 580 gold lead in 38 games. I did not change the two lowest, so let's just look at this real fast. Blabber only had a 10 gold lead on average in 30 games, so he had the lowest, followed by Croc with a 20 gold lead. So neither Croc or Blabber opening up leads in the gold department. CS difference, Yike on average opens up an 18 farm lead, and Junjia 11. So they're pathing very good. They're stealing camps. Yike stealing a handful, and Junjia a few. The two junglers that are behind at 15 minutes are Peanut, on average in the LCK, he was behind 2 CS, and River, 3 CS. I mean, River being behind is not a shocker given he doesn't farm. Peanut, -2. It's the LCK, it's the best region in the world, but it is also -2. XP diff, Yike 580. This isn't a surprise, right? Yike is leading in all these stats because he is a carry jungler. 420 for Junjia. The two lowest are River, he's down 90 XP, and Adi 35 XP. So, really, all this is really hammering home is how much of a carry Yike is. Solo kills per game, Yike also leads in that category with 12 and 43. And then there is Junjia with 5 and 24. Those two finding the most opportunities to get a solo kill. The two players with only one solo kill are Blabber and River. Blabber 1 and 30, River 1 and 35. So those two junglers in the LCS are really not finding opportunities to solo kill each other this past split. So I think this is interesting actually, because we look at top lane and we look at jungle, we could really tell the difference between the facilitators in this and the carries, like we could see the weak side players versus the carries in the top lane yesterday. So that's it for this board. Now a look at the champion pools. Oh, I didn't edit that out. You know why? Because I have to rank these players. This is what got all those comments about Broken Blade, Chasey, and Fudge. They're complaining about the three Western top laners that don't stand a chance against the top 4. So really, we're just looking for things to complain about. So Adi is definitely last, followed by Croc. So let's do that first. I feel like at these events, a carry-oriented jungler does a lot better than a facilitator in terms of these minor region players. This is a really good jungling class, actually. Very good. I'm going to probably go Steel next, followed by Junjia, and that's a tough call because I think Junjia and River are very similar. River, obviously, with PSG, I think that's where the similarity comes from. Obviously, at MSI 2021 is where River put his name on the map, and Worlds 2021, earning him an LCS slot. Now, as far as the rest are concerned, this is tough. So, Yike is one dimensional. I went over this in my G2 preview video. Facilitator wise, I don't really see it. That's why BB is playing so many facilitator weak side tank champions and weird stuff. I don't think Yike is really a facilitator all that much. That's why his stats are the way they are. So I personally think Elyoya is better than Yike. And then where do I fit Blabber in there? Where do I fit Levi in there? I think those four are pretty close. And honestly, Shun is not much better than them either. Shun very one-dimensional. He is not watching him play, he's not a facilitator by any means. Peanut, facilitator through and through, which is another thing entirely. So we're going to go Blabber, Yike, Elyoya, Levi. I think Levi is outstanding. Levi could play for any of these any Western team Levi could play for outside of probably wherever Inspired ends up going now that he's, rumored not to be with DG. But if we look at the rosters as they are, Inspired's the only one that I would consider better than Levi. Elyoya, I think, is super good. Super, super good. And Yike is deceivingly older than you think. Is he a rookie and still only 22? Yes, but he is 22. It's not like the 18, 19-year-olds that you see. I think Canyon's only like 21, 22 years old. And see what Canyon's done already in his career? Then we have Shun, Peanut, Owner, Kanavi. Kanavi is one. Kanavi is... I just hit the thing here. As you can tell, the board moved. Kanavi, very, very, very good. He is so talented. Owner, very good as well. Peanut, pure facilitator. Shun, pure carry. So in this way, I think it is Kanavi on his own, and then Owner on his own, and then we have Peanut and Shun, and then we have Levi with Elyoya, Yike, Blabber. Then we have River, Junjia, and then the bottom three on their own. So that's it for the rankings. Now on to the champion pools finally. Okay. Not as many lines as yesterday, but still a lot, right? This is hard to take in. So I think there are I should have counted before I did this, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Might be 26 champions on here where there were like 35 top laners or something. Now, as far as most played, Kanavi played Wukong, Vi, Lee Sin the most. Majority of people fall in here. Some champions he played that not many did. Silas. He was the only one to play Silas in the jungle this past split. Shun from BLG. We have Wukong, Vi, and Kindred. He is a Kindred one trick. It draws bans in the LPL playoffs especially. He is a very good Kindred player. That is his most unique champion, as well as playing Xin Zhao, which less than half the players played at this tournament. Owner, Wukong, Vi, Sejuani were his most played. Unique champion, he played Nocturne. Only a few people played Nocturne. Andy played Nidalee. Only 4 people picked that as well. Peanut, Wukong, Vi, and Maokai. So the top 4 all playing Wukong Vi the most. Unique champion, he played Olaf. Nobody else in this tournament played Olaf this past spring. And he also played Poppy. Only 3 picked Poppy. Elyoya, the first one that didn't play Wukong as his 3 most. Vi, Lee Sin, Sejuani. A unique pick out of Elyoya was Trundle. Nobody else played Trundle that's at this event. Yike. Some interesting things here. So Vi, Maokai, and Elise. So he's the only player that has Elise as one of his... Oh, sorry. It's Vi, Maokai, and Belveth. Belveth being his most unique pick. That happening quite a few times. He also played Lilia, Gragas. No, sorry, Lilia, Graves, Udyr. Yes. So he is the only person to play Belveth, Lilia, Graves, and Udyr this year. Now, this does come without playing Lee Sin or Sejuani. So that's an interesting little thing there. The only player to not play either of those. Blabber, Wukong, Maokai, Elise were his most played. A couple unique champions. He's the only one to pick Rengar. And he also played Nocturne and Poppy. So Rengar being his unique pick. River, Wukong, Vi, Sejuani. His unique pick is Poppy along with J4. River's J4 being a must ban in the LCS. Junjia from PSG Talon. We have Wukong and we have Sejuani and Maokai. Unique champions he played. He didn't play many because he only played 24 games. He came into the split halfway through. I think Kindred was his most unique champion he picked. Levi playing standard. His most played were Wukong, Vi, Lee Sin. And then unique champions played by him, Hecarim and Rumble. So Levi willing to play those two. Nobody else picked Hecarim or Rumble in the jungle that are at this MSI. Steel from DFM, Wukong, Vi, Maokai. By the way, Levi is the only person not to pick Maokai this split. Steel's unique champion looks to be Nocturne. Nocturne and Xin Zhao were his unique picks. Croc from CB Low. His most played Wukong, Vi, and Maokai. His unique champion is Amumu. So he picked Amumu. We did see some teams pick Amumu, but Croc is the only one at this event who did pick it in spring. And then lastly, we have Adi from Rainbow 7. He played Vi, Sejuani, and Viego as his most played. I think a lot of champions he played 4 times, but Viego had the highest win rate. And then his unique champion in the jungle was Nautilus. He played Jungle Nautilus this past split. So I think he might be the only one to actually pull it out. Kind of goes to show you, when I was saying he was a facilitator, I think that says it all, right? If you're going Nautilus jungle, that you are definitely a support-oriented kind of player. So that's it for the jungle rankings and champion pools. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, like it, subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. Follow me on Twitter, join the Discord. Follow me on Twitter, join the Discord, become a YouTube supporter, and thank you for watching.